What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. Like it, subscribe it, leave a comment for the algorithm. Plus, hit that notification bell so you know when we post, but we post every single Friday. I've said this before. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this week is Ari Shaffir. Love Ari Shaffir. Wonderful dude, very funny, a sweet, sweet man. I'm glad to have him back on the show for the second time. I'm also on tour, baby. That Tito Cheeto tour is coming to you live. Let's go. Come see me, AndrewSantino.com. I'm going everywhere. I've listed it 100,000 times. So go to the website. You could see it. We added shows in Portland, in Seattle, in Philly. I'm going to be doing Atlanta, San Francisco, Boston, Pittsburgh, Ohio, Chicago next year. We're all over the map. Go to AndrewSantino.com for tickets. AndrewSantino.com for tickets. Enough rambling from me. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It's the return of the magician Jew, Ari Shaffir.
Thank you.
He's here.
Thank you.
Dude, I haven't seen you in so long. I miss you. You're back in this shithole that you hate so much that is Los Angeles.
I have not seen you in a long time. I missed you in New York.
Yep.
Heard you had a great time. Got passed to the Comedy Cellar.
It was
Like
so-
a notch off in your belt. That's great.
You know what? I was a brat about it because I even said every time I would go in to Stefano or whoever, like New York friends would be like, don't you want to go down there? And I was always like, nah.
Yeah.
It was the way that people treat the Comedy Store here.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I care because I don't want to go through this weird system.
I asked Hannibal once before, like when Tommy was still there.
Yeah.
And he was there hanging out, drinking in the. That's how long ago it was. But in the patio, and I was like, hey, you should get in here. Like, you know, you'd be a great addition. And he goes, oh no, man, they can invite. I'm done showcasing. Like, I'm not letting anybody tell me I'm not good enough for that.
But he's kind of, at some degree, you're like, there is a weird line when you're like, don't you know that I'm already at a place?
And then when Adam got in there, that was one of the guys he called.
That was the thing that he did.
He was like, hey, we're not doing that. You're in.
You should be here.
Here's the number.
Right.
Here's the number. It's Mondays. Call Mondays.
Well, but I went over to the cellar and she was very nice.
Yeah.
And she then afterwards was like very, I don't know, there's no word. She was like, how come this isn't, I've never, because I did great. And she was like, why don't you ever come? And I was like, when I'm around New York,
here, yeah.
when I come, truthfully, I either like hang out with friends and just hang, because I don't know, sometimes I just want to do drugs and trape around the city.
Yes, the old time of going to New York, like, I want to do so many spots in New York is over. That was 5 years in when it was cool to do comedy in New York, and now it's like, hey, dude, New York's actually a fun as shit town.
Yeah, I just
don't
want to go
have
party.
To be somewhere.
No,
Yeah.
I just want to go party and move around town.
I took all of August off just so I could drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did. I had a Tuesday like Ari and Friends show, and I use that as even that as a launching ground. Like, we're all here. Let's go. I'd book drinking guests with, like I booked DeRosa and like all this like Shane. I'm like, I'm making you come. Now let's get started.
Yeah, because how many of our friends are sober now?
Too many.
They're all sober.
God damn.
Do you want a little snifter or something, by the way?
I'm thinking of doing like a taste test.
You should pick one and have one.
I'll tell you what. This one's great. It's a go-to that I had with an
Really
AD
good.
once that I didn't know.
Have you ever had
one of
this?
the coolest bottles.
JP Weiser's, you ever had that?
No.
Maybe try that. Crack that one open.
Yeah.
Do you want ice or no? I can get ice. We can pause for ice.
Oh, because of the gay pride parade?
Yeah.
No.
I thought you needed ice, you guys. I thought you needed to be cool before you sip.
It depends what it is. What do you go for?
I do ice sometimes.
Yeah,
but
me too, sometimes.
But I think I'll do this right now without it.
You're good enough on whiskey to like, if they're like, we don't have any ice, like, then
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, you know, I've said this ad nauseum on the show, but like when I went to the Buffalo Trace Distillery, I said to the head distiller, what's the right way to have it?
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's to your taste.
Correct. However you want it.
Yeah.
That old idea of like, you shouldn't. The headmaster distiller was like, that's a bullshit, weird internet lie.
Yeah.
He's like, by the way, nobody used to talk about that until the internet was like, the right way to have a Manhattan. It's like, what do you mean? It's the way I fucking want it.
One thing I hate about the internet is with reviews, this is not now internet, this is before social media internet. Just like the reviews you could read, it's like, when you go to this restaurant, you got to get this. You got to get the chicken piccata. And it's like, that's great. I don't like chicken.
Right.
So, but I have to get, it's like, there's lots on the menu. And we're all having to get this one thing. And it's like, dude, that means 90%. That means 10%. You want something else.
And also,
Yeah.
If that restaurant makes that a lot for people because they read that article, I bet you it's going to be shit at some point.
Shitty. They're whipping them out.
Yeah, because there's there's a place called Jones here that on 3rd that does like a Chinese chicken salad that everybody wants to have.
Yeah.
And I had it recently, and I was like, this tastes like shit because they already pre-made 1,000 of them, and they're like, here you go. I literally ordered it, and they handed it to me.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh,
that's an issue.
Yeah, because they just know they're like, hey, 1 million morons are going to have this because of Yelp or whatever.
When I was traveling for a while in South
Yeah.
America, and it was the one thing to get used to was how long is this food fucking taking until it hits you like it's the freshest food you'll have.
Yeah.
They weren't even like we talked to a restaurant guy and he was like, yeah, some Americans came in and was like, can you cook for 8 of us? We only have 30 minutes. And he said I had to tell them no.
Yeah.
Like,
30 minutes?
Yeah, you're out of your mind?
He's like,
No.
I have to kill the stuff.
Yeah, I'm going out to pick shit. Literally at a garden, he showed it to the back. He's like, you want broccoli? I'm getting it.
Yeah. Where was that in South America?
Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yeah.
Are you fluent at all in anything?
It's getting a lot better now.
It is?
6 months there. 6 meses.
6 meses?
Yeah.
Do you ever use Google Translate to people?
Once in a while I would, but I was getting better and better at it where I was like trying not to use it as a crutch.
Yeah, but I mean,
If I needed something done, like I needed it, then
Bet.
I had to go to it.
but you like the adventure of maybe fucking up the words? Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Good to
have a
see you.
bunch. You too.
Do you like fucking up the words sometimes and letting it fly and seeing what happens?
I do this thing where I correct the word. I'll say the wrong word, then I'll correct it, and I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
that. Let's say I want to say I lived here 6 months. Like I can't do tense, but like yo vivo aquí para 6 meses. But so I'll mess up a word. So I'm like yo vivo, but I won't say no. So I'll go yo ves desde para 8 años meses. So it just sounds like I lived, come here 6, 7, 10 months.
How they
weeks.
talk here. Same thing.
Yeah, I understand them
Yeah.
now better.
100%.
Yeah, I understand the
because
grammatical rules.
tenses and all that shit, and the way they. I'm not smart enough to know. I took German when I was a kid because
You rooted for their history.
100%. Those guys, why couldn't they have taken another shot?
Yeah.
One time, well,
They
twice
were
actually.
So close.
They were right
Couple
there.
of things had to go their way.
Das ist nicht gut. Dude, I took German because my mom read in one of those articles years ago that it was like German is because of the tenses, der,
Yeah.
die, das. It helps the kids English develop strong as well,
Yeah.
which didn't turn out to be true. I was an English minor in college.
It's Germanic.
Because I just think because you learn tenses and then you learn, things have like male, female, neutral, all that shit. And it is hard to know. Why is a toilet male? I don't know that. Why is a sink female?
Oh, yeah. Table in Hebrew, too. Table is, I forgot. But it's
Female?
female, yeah.
Right. I don't understand. What is that? I never understood where that came from.
And you have to match up, but there is no gender to this.
It's a fucking bottle of alcohol. That's the fight that they should be having in the streets right now of they, them, him, her for inanimate objects.
Yeah. They'd be like, get rid of that.
Yeah,
And then that's your issue.
Because that one's annoying to me.
I love when they all fight about some fucking gender shit that doesn't matter. Like, it's actually, no bottle is getting mad about this.
The bottle, these bottles are really getting frustrated by calling them she's, by the way. We need to rectify all that stuff before the world burns. I can't read. If I read more stuff on the internet about how behind I am with all that. We talked about it on me and Bobby's show. I don't know how many new things there are.
It's crazy. It's because you like, even like for anything, but it's for this specifically. You go away for like a week, and you come back, and you're like, now you're like an ignorant.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
You're like, I don't know, I didn't keep up.
What are you supposed to do? Totally disconnect? Because when you leave the country,
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
That's the only way.
Metallica. Was that what they were talking about?
I think so.
When you leave the country, you disconnect, right?
I try to. This last time I had to do some Zoom podcast.
I was gonna say because 2 times ago when you left, we texted and you said I'm out for a while, and then I didn't talk to you for a long time, and then I feel like this more recent time you didn't have a choice because COVID shit.
I was trying to like keep it going. And I was like, I'm gonna be gone for a while. And also when I left, it was Halloween of last year. There was still that thought of like, I might not ever come back. We don't know how bad this winter is gonna get. Oh, yeah. It might be the end of everything. We were like, put all our stuff in storage. Like, there's a chance that's it.
So what do you keep your apartment and then you just
left the apartment.
Oh, really?
Gave up the apartment, kept a few things in storage, gave up the furniture, gave up everything pretty much. And then just like, I think we're coming back. But you forget all the little parts of COVID,
Yeah.
That first week where you're like, it's the end of everything. If the food trucks stop coming in, it's going to be mayhem. No one's allowed to go out before like, no, the food trucks will come. Like, how though? Well, they get it too. It's a death sentence.
I feel like it. Did you do the fucking vaccine?
Oh, I'm a strong anti-vaxxer.
You're big time anti-vax guy.
Big time. And so, but it's not that I'm just against anti-vax. Like a lot of these fucking pussies. I believe that no one should take it. So what I've done is I've taken everyone else's. I've taken over 77 vaccines to
No
make sure
shit.
no one else gets it.
That's actually really smart.
My dog has gotten 35 vaccines.
That's even more smart. That thing will live forever now. Dude, good for you. Keep
Yeah.
pumping it in yourself.
Yeah.
I just been doing push-ups to fight it.
Smart too.
I do as many push-ups as I can, and I know it'll go away.
I heard racism cures COVID too, so I'm trying to go into that.
Only one strain. Only one strain of COVID can be cured by racism. Yeah. It's
wily. It's
BLK strain, the BLK
really?
strain. Yeah, that's it.
I thought you were gonna look it up. I didn't realize you were reading your glass.
No, but there is, because my dad has to get surgery, which we're all kind of weirded out about. You know, it sucks. And
Vaginal reconstruction.
it's actually penile reconstruction after a post-op vag mishap. We sued and we won $36 million. Yeah, it's pretty good.
No wonder
Yeah,
you
they
got your own
fucked up. They
studio.
fucked up. Yeah, they fucked up. They gave him 2 clits, and
That's the wrong amount of glass.
you can't even find the first one. It's insane, you know. So he's getting surgery, and the poor man, he's like not supposed to be around anybody. My parents are in the Midwest. You think you're gonna tell Midwest people like you can't see? They're like, COVID's, you know, it's around, but you know, we're not gonna get it.
Also, the more rural you get, they're like, we're not around a lot of people. It's like when you try to tell somebody from like Appalachia
yeah.
about trans stuff, and they're like, I don't
Yeah.
even know what you're talking about. I've
Like-
never even seen one.
They're like, there's some people that were born a man that want to identify as a woman. They want to make a transition to a woman. They're like a transformer, like a movie.
Also, what does identify mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's
What
too
I
many
call
syllables.
you, or what the world thinks of you? What if they get really intellectual about it?
Yeah, and you're like, oh.
You mean socially in your group specifically, or the way that people refer to you on the internet or in other
I'm a
bases?
professor of pharmacology over at Alabama University.
Dude, you know who? By the way, speaking, I got mushrooms last night.
Oh, I heard.
2 nights
He's
ago.
got him now. It's probably about a terrible thing to say out loud. And I rarely say lose something from a podcast, but like that is true.
We'll cut that part.
Yeah.
We'll say this. I got mushrooms last night from a guy that we know.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I take them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking about fentanyl now.
Uh-huh.
I just went to a music festival, and then
Is it that prevalent, by the way?
so I went to a music festival. These people next to me, Bonnaroo got canceled, and then we ended up finding another festival, and some Bonnaroo people went there. With like they were like, we got our drugs, we're ready to go, you know. So these people next to us bought some Coke, and the guy's like, I have really good Coke. Like, we want to test it first, which I assume meant just test it to see if it's good.
That's where my mind went.
Yeah, me too.
Sniff some.
And then they went into the room and like, it's pure, and it's really good, according to the thing. And then they bought some acid from a witch, and they're like, that is 100% not acid. Do not trust that witch.
What is it then?
It was fuck, I remember. Embro.
What is that?
It's a synthetic Molly.
So it's lab. It's like it's lab Molly.
Something else. Yeah, we had to look up what that was. None of us had heard of it.
Can you die?
No, you're just not getting what you're getting. So after they told me that, I was like, oh shit, this is like, maybe I should get tested, kids. I do take a lot of drugs from people I don't know. You know?
Now I feel, especially what happened in the comedy community.
Right.
People that don't know, a few comics passed away from fentanyl in Coke, right?
Coke,
Is that what it
yeah.
was?
So I got out of that festival already thinking like, shit, I should get, and then I got that news getting out of the festival, and it's like, I'm getting a tester.
The testers for cocaine are what? They're just like, it's just like pH strips, right? That kind of same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the problem with testing acid is you need to waste a whole tab, which generally you don't have that many tabs. Coke is just like you take a little bit of Coke out.
Barely anything.
Yeah, a pill, just cut off a little tab. Sometimes you do it at music festivals. The festival itself will do it for you and
I
text
think
you.
they should, though.
100%. We're still living in the time where it's like, don't give out condoms to kids. It'll make them have sex. They're still living like that.
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah.
You don't want to promote that kind of behavior. Hey, I came to this string cheese show. What do you think I'm going to do with this fucking
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. Come on, dude.
Knit?
Yeah.
The idea that people aren't going to use drugs has gone by the wayside. They do need to accept the fact that they should be testing freely at those festivals. Be like, come
It's
test your shit.
happening.
Please.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, they should have dosage tents. Be like, hey, be informed. If you came to this festival and you don't really use a lot, Maybe you should know what you should be using.
Dude, me and so I got a fan gave me a brownie. You know, edibles a little bit.
Yeah.
Gave me a 1,500 milligram brownie.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Right away, no thanks.
This big. There's just zero chance you can cut off the sliver to get the right amount.
No.
I gave one to Joe Faria. I'm like, you know what this is, right? Because yeah, it's interesting. Let me see. Another waitress, and she gave it back to me. She's like, actually, I thought about it. I don't want. So anyway, we walked to the cellar. I'm with Soder. I was like, you want a 1,500 milligram brown? I hate wasting, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, no. And then this other guy, forget who it was, but like, he goes, I'll take it. I'm like, do you know edibles and stuff? Like, you sure? He goes, yeah, for sure. Like, okay. Like 1,500. He's like, okay. He's like, and they took it. And he goes, I've always wanted to try an edible.
Oh,
Me and Soder were like, nope, nope, you're not allowed. And he's like, wow, dude, you don't know what you had in your hand.
1,500 mils.
It's retarded.
So for me, it's like over the years of testing my tolerance, to me, people can make fun of it all they want. Over 30 for me is not necessary. For me, I don't need it. People need it. I get it. But for me, when I get around 30 to 50, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm breathing too. I'm like the racing. I don't like the racing.
Strips, when you cut them in half, that's what used to be the right dosage. Cut them in half, one for each, and there's 2 to a pack. So you're talking about 4 trips. I think there were 50 each.
That's a
lot.
lot.
And that was like UFC. It'll last you from before it starts
till the far
dinner.
end. Yeah, see, that's too much.
Yeah.
For me, 2025 is like, it's a perfect little number.
So Diaz has gone way, way back. Pulled it way back.
Oh, really?
He said he smokes right before bed. That's all he smokes.
No.
He pulled it way back.
Jersey calmed him down, huh?
And he goes, edibles, I don't do them. He's like, you don't do edibles? No, maybe like 80 at a time. I'm like, that's still more than anyone, Joey. That's still more than anyone in the world. That's your nothing? That's your coasting?
80. Well, you know what that's like? I think I read somewhere that said the equivalent of 10 milligrams in an edible is pretty relative to smoking a joint.
One joint.
Yeah, about, give or take. It's about the same, depending on the potency. But like, that's the average. So you think about that, you're like, couldn't you sit and smoke 8 joints back to back? I'd be exhausted, first of all.
Yeah. Your throat would get scratchy. With joints, though, you reach when you get a power-up on a video game and you're already at 100?
It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's
At some point,
exactly
you
right.
just stay.
Yeah, I know.
But with edibles, it does more than that.
No, see, I don't like, that's why I don't like it, because at edibles, you'll hit a little tier, and then if I hit another tier, I'm like, ooh, man, how much higher am I going to go? With the joint, I know I've leveled. Once I get my highest, I've leveled.
We were at a UFC once, me and Mayhem Miller.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd taken too much, and we're in the back. And so you're in like the back of the MGM or whatever arena it is. And you're like, and so we're there with Dana White, the King of Queens.
Wait, who? The guy from the show?
Yeah.
Why can't I think? Kevin James.
Kevin James, who I was the same manager as Rogan. Rogan's manager at a time when I desperately needed a manager, so I want to impress him.
Yeah.
Rogan's manager's assistant, who's now his full manager.
Right.
And like, I think Randy Couture.
Whoa.
And they're all talking, and we're flying. And I know enough to know I don't look like I'm flying.
Right.
You just gotta keep your mouth shut. And Mayhem too. And we're both just like, every like 2-3 minutes, we like want to join in, and then we look at the other guy, and the other guy was strong enough to go,
Don't.
And then I would do it. Yeah.
I always take breaths when I'm too baked and I'm around people, and I know I'll just take a breath, because typically, you know my instinct, I'm going to talk right away.
Yeah.
But when I know I want to say something, I usually go, and that's like my register, and then I'm like, no, don't say it.
Not necessary.
If I take a deep breath and I go, is this going to land and be worth it? And then 9 times out of 10, you're like, no.
You end up wanting to try to talk just to convince people you're not high, but it's like, just be quiet.
They'll know you're high.
It's like those guys who cheat, and then they go out of the way to tell you how they had just a meeting with a girl that nothing happened. It's like, don't even bring her up. What's wrong with you?
It was lunch.
Yeah, so I had lunch with a chick, and it was just like, whatever. We just like, I was an old friend from high school. It's like, what? You're flailing.
No, I don't. But dialing back to this dosage conversation, I really do believe they should have. I think we should push to have dosage measurements and information tents at concerts. They should be telling people, hey, if you want to be informed, if you're going to do drugs, here's kind of some stuff you need to know. Not like a DARE program, but like a genuine, hey man, this is our suggestion. Take it or leave it. Here's what we think is going to make the night better for you.
In Australia, they do that. So you drop off a pill, they chisel off a little bit, and they're like, we'll text you in an hour or 2.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah, you get there on Thursday, you can't go right away. You have to wait a little, set up your tent during that time, whatever.
Right.
And generally, they're like, yeah, that's about whatever it is. Almost always you're getting what you thought it was, right? So you've lost a tiny bit. but then they give you this big red text, throw away right now. That's fentanyl.
Damn.
And I mean, like, it would have killed you.
Have you come across that?
No.
I don't know anybody that has.
It's getting worse, I think.
Is it?
I think so. All the shit that's coming from Baja, so California specifically, is getting all the dirty shit.
That's what I hear. Well, also, Fahim and I talked about it. Fahim Anwar, great comic.
Huge drug addict.
Big drug addict.
Can I just say this really quickly?
Say it, please.
I wanted this to happen. I've never known anyone who has taken mushrooms who has not already smoked weed. Fahim had not done either, and I was like, you save that, Fahim.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be the guy. And we did it.
Yeah?
He took mushrooms before he smoked weed.
How fun was that?
It was so fun. Then he thought about his parents' mortality. Then he fucking
spiraled.
Then he came back up when we saw a what's that painting where the guy's like devouring the woman.
Yeah. Why can't I think of that? God damn it! I can see it. I physically see it too. What is the painting where the guy is? Yeah,
she's like shying away from him. And
yeah. And he's like crumpled over, like basically eating her.
Yeah. And me and him and Benji were, laughing like we've never laughed. Just dying, spitting shit up, and just like, yeah.
He said to me, I said about the fentanyl stuff, we had a phone conversation about how sad and scary it was in the community to lose people. And even though I didn't know those people, I'm not going to pretend that I did. Blanton's, so good. But I said to him, I feel like it's more real than we know, or am I dumb? And he goes, it feels like razor blade in the Snickers bar for Halloween, like where you know it exists, but you're like, how relevant is it?
By the way, that never existed.
I know.
Yeah.
But you heard it enough that you're like, how did I hear it so much?
You could have said back then in the 80s, you're like, no, it doesn't exist. You're like, you're way wrong. I know someone who knows somebody.
Right. But it must have happened some way, or it must have been some kind of diabolical thing that parents, it's like very much.
We should start doing it this year, though.
Razor blades?
Because no one will expect it.
But here's what I've tried. I have. And Reese's, you can do it because the packaging's big enough.
And you get... Yeah.
Right, and it slides underneath.
Not pieces, cups.
Cups, yeah, cups.
Yeah.
But the other bags you can't do it in. We've tried, trust me. And I've even gotten to mini blades.
What they have in the Halloween aisle?
Right next to the fun pack.
One-stop shopping.
It's for ghouls and ghosts, for geeks and freaks, for psychos, for psychos and local murderers.
Scary. I mean, it does go with the theme, murdering children.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes, you got to lose a few every year. No, I think it was when he said that to me. I thought that's such a great analogy. Was that real when we were kids? And then he said, it's got to be because enough people he knew, he was saying, had friends that were like, no, I do know somebody that this similar thing happened to them. And then so I got into my Google day. I got into the Google afternoon of like, got stoned and like zoned into trying to find out everything about it. The one thing I think may or may not be true is cartel will sabotage another crew's shit to acquire that territory.
By like, you can't trust any of their stuff because you've made it all worthless.
Well, here's the other side of this.
Like corked wine.
This is really their angle. Whether or not this is real, they would say when someone ODs on fentanyl, the cops will go right to the people that are partying and they'll go, where'd you get the drugs from? You think they're going to protect someone when their friend is dead? Fuck no. They're like, Steve gave us the fucking coke.
Right.
And Steve's going to panic and go, I got it from Dan and this other guy, and here's his number. Those guys don't want to be caught up in this web of that guy's dead and I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is maybe this is not real in this circumstance, what we just know happened, but a fucked up cartel move or a local distributor move is to eliminate those people from that territory because they're going to be on the run from the cops. These people take over.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Squeaky doors, clogged sinks, finicky engines. When things break around the house, you take care of it. However, when something's off in the bedroom, you try to just not think about it. Ignore it, right? Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/whiskey right now. Roman, baby. This is the way to fix that problem. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for your ED from all the comfort and the privacy of your own home. Listen, Roman's going to help you get that rocket launched again. You know, get the rumbling down there again. Cape Canaveral, shoot it off into space. This whole process is straightforward and discreet. A licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. The medication is appropriate. It ships to you free with 2-day shipping. A lot of guys don't want to admit the fact that, you know, the engines don't run like they used to. That's fine, dude. You got an old car, but you got to tune it up. Get it started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/whiskey. GetRoman.com/whiskey. Complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a healthcare professional and take care of it. So So do yourself a favor, for yourself and for your loved one. Go to getroman.com/whiskey. Now you'll get $15 off your first month. That's good. It's really time to take care of your ED. And remember, get started today and you'll save $15 on your first order of ED treatment at getroman.com/whiskey. Fellas, the sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and wardrobe. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts Clothing. I love Cuts Clothing. Let me say something to you. They've sent me a bunch of stuff, and I really do enjoy it. Their shirts are phenomenal. Whether it's for the boardroom, the bedroom, the gym, wherever you are, you don't settle for some other shirt. You got to go with Cuts Clothing. They make shirts, polos, hoodies, crew sweatshirts, and they're made for the man who works hard, plays even harder, and never settles for less. All in the sport of business, my friend. The plain tee is phenomenal, but I'm a big fan of the polo. I love that polo, dude. It's so cool. The wrinkle-free Pika Polo design keeps you fitted for the office, the golf course, at home, the gym, or your next hot date, dude, if you're running around town. This new Cuts hoodie is also beautiful because cold weather is a-coming. They got that Hyperloop French terry fabric, like a French terry fabric, baby. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You really should try it. The end result, what they got over there is GQ magazine calls the only shirt worth wearing. Dude, they make great clothing. Each piece is designed with custom engineered fabric, expertly graded for the perfect fit. And I got to tell you, it is. It really is. You got to try it for yourself. I really do love their shirts. Not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/whiskey. That's cutsclothing.com/whiskey for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. cutsclothing.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Dude, I took Molly once at it was with Rogan when we used to go to like nightclubs before he was like this famous. And it's the only way I could handle going to a Vegas nightclub. You have to be on Molly, performance enhancing drug.
Yeah.
And they get black. You can't hear anything.
Yeah.
And then they're like at 2 o'clock, like, when is this closing? They're like, oh, it's Vegas, doesn't it? I'm like,
Right. When is it over? Never.
but I was tripping so hard and it was getting so much that I started having the like, maybe I've OD'd. You know, to get those thoughts in there.
This is
I'm
too
better.
much.
I'm better at it now. I'm like, I didn't. I just know now I didn't.
Right.
But like back then I did, and I remember texting myself. I got this from Sandro Daniels. Well, I changed his name, but like that's not his name.
Not the name.
Yeah, but like just so, like if I die, they should find out who fucking did
That
this
is
to
really
me.
funny. That should be a name tag too. Who I got my Coke from. Just like you have to put that on as soon as you're like, hey man, in case I'm down. This is who I got my Coke from.
Yeah.
Coke name tags, please. Everybody put them on.
Come on.
Label them.
That should be your merch. That should be my merch.
That is actually really good merch. Coke, who I got my Coke from, and then a blank, like an old gym shirt when you have to write in your name. Remember those days?
Write it in. Yeah. My name is Slim Shady. That's what
Sharpie it in. I feel like now when I don't really
What do you do?
I don't do much anymore. Weed and mushrooms is it for me. Weed, mushrooms, and the sauce.
Yeah.
I'm just so not into taking stuff. Here's the problem. When you become comics, when you start, people give you stuff, and we used to take probably everything. And now you can get stuff, and I'm weary because I don't, not that you don't trust people, but you don't trust people.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know that guy. Like, I'd like to party with you, but I don't know you. And I'm a little bit more regiment about it. Like, when I do anything, I just want to be around people. Like, if you and I went to go do something, fine. It's an environment I'm familiar with, protected, da-da-da-da. I just don't want to I ended up one night.
Giving the wrong stuff too, or way stronger.
Yeah, or like, dude, one night I was in like Billings or something on one of those triple runs, and I was by myself, and I went out to a local bar and did whippets and took something from somebody that I shouldn't have taken, and I woke up under a pool table, and this guy was like, "Oh man, you were out."
Yeah.
I was like, I would have just died, and they would have just shuffled me under a pool table in fucking Billings, Montana, and it hit me. I was like, dude, I shouldn't have done. I mean, I should have been a little
Now
bit
the problem
more
is they're
aware.
not just giving it to a comic; they're giving it to Andrew Santino.
Yeah, and that's way more fun for them.
Right, to say
Right.
like there's something, but instead of like, oh, this guy's cool, you want to share some?
Right.
Well, I'll just, for the record, I'll say anybody who gives me something, there's a 40% chance I take it and a 60% chance I'd give it to someone.
Someone else.
So like, if you're dosing me, you're dosing just a stranger.
Just know. Do you think people try to dose you after you dose Bert? Do you think that was like? Do you think
I
people?
was worried about it.
Yeah.
Because we had to talk around New York. Like Gomez was like, I'm going to try to like dose Ari. And I'm like, Gomez, listen, I did it once. It was probably a mistake, but it was fun. If you do it a second time, it's going to be a nonstop thing.
Correct.
So don't.
Once you start it, it's never going to stop.
Yeah. So I was for a while, I was like, I can't. It's over.
But you rectified the situation with him. I mean,
With Bert,
yeah,
yeah.
it was fine.
Oh, yeah. Him. His wife is not great on me.
She hates you still, huh?
Hates me.
Really?
She already hated me.
Just Jew stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from Alabama. I get it. You know, I'm not going to argue with society.
It's innate. It's like built in.
I was at a Halloween 2 years ago, I guess. So
Yeah.
right after that. And I was at a bar. There was some fucking Halloween show. We ended it sober October that year. And so it was like, we all decided, like, it's Halloween night, go for it. We decided it's over right now.
Yeah.
I think Rogan had an anniversary, and we're all like, we're done working out. Like, so I was like, sweet. I took acid and edible. I just went for it. But everyone at the bar, because that had just happened, at the bar, among cool people, you know, they were like, what do you mean it's Molly? I don't get it, Bert. Among his fans, like, he could have died. Like, fucking dorks. Everybody from London was like, it's a standard party drug. What are you talking about?
You mean you just gave him a handshake?
So we're at the bar, and then instead of simply like, hey, Ari, I'm a fan, people would just go like this in front of me. And I'm like, I just started seeing it happen. Like, guys, I don't just dose everybody. They're like, come on, Ari, dose me.
Dose me, dude. Dose me is great.
Yeah.
The idea of people trusting you enough because they want to have so much fun, they're like, dude, slide your drink in front of Ari. He'll dose you, dude.
What if I was just Johnny Appleseed with fucking...
You get a dose. You get a dose. You get a dose.
Come on, step right up.
Are you, so now I'm just on the natural weed or mushrooms. Are you still flying free?
I have fun.
You will.
Yeah, pretty much anything. I'm still...
What won't you try?
I'm scared, and I'm not going to say I won't. I want to, but I'm frightened of it. The Final Frontier.
Ayahuasca?
No, I did that in Ecuador.
What's the final frontier? The H?
Yeah,
Yeah, the big dog.
heroin.
See, you know what's funny? Some people say that they're more scared of doing ayahuasca because of fucking the mental effect. With
Because
heroin,
you got to face yourself.
yeah.
I'm perfect already, so it would have no effect on me that way.
You think so?
I know so.
You got a bunch of flaws. I'm going to email you later tonight.
A multi-page document.
See, for some reason, heroin to me, I understand because it's such a body thing, not a. Well, I don't know. I've never done it.
There's no negative reviews of heroin.
Yeah, there hasn't been yet. But ayahuasca, there's been a pretty good amount. I've had some
have you
friends
done
that have, no, not yet, and I want to. Neil goes all the time.
So I'll let you know now. I'm going to organize. I already got one guy in, our buddy.
Where are you
When
going to
I
do
did
it?
Where I did it before.
Where?
South America,
Okay.
in the Amazon.
You know they do them up here now too.
Sure.
They got like a shaman by the beach.
Great. No, that's fine.
You don't want to do that shit.
No. I'm going where
Did
they
you
come.
cry?
So much.
See, I feel like I'll cry forever.
The crying wasn't what I was worried about. What I was worried about was the barfing so much that it would like hurts, or what I was warned about was projectile diarrhea.
On someone else.
I just nonstop just spraying it.
See, I don't mind about the bodily stuff because I think it's part of the agreement that you're all like, look, it's going to be weird and gross and upsetting.
Just clean up. Yeah.
For me, the incessant crying to me is like a. You ever had a friend die and then it didn't hit you at the time, and then a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe a year later, it hits you so hard, it like.
You've been bottling it or something?
Yeah, but you feel like you might go to a mental hospital. Like I was just driving and I like broke, and then I went to like a restaurant to go get food to go, and I couldn't even get my food. My brain was broken. All I could think about was this guy. And it just came out of me. I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't stop almost because I felt like it was just layers of emotion, and it was strange. And I feel like that's going to happen to me for sure with ayahuasca. Yeah, my Irish Catholic, I've been shoving shit down for fucking 40
You know when
years.
you fill up a glass and it goes to the top and you keep filling drop by drop and it goes like over the edge, but doesn't spill yet, but it's above the edge, and then one more drop and it all falls out. It's not one drop falls out. Many drops
All
fall
of
out.
it,
One,
yeah. That's me. That's me in a glass.
I was watching Spanglish like years after Freddie Soto died.
The Sandler movie? Yeah.
Forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
And then he just appeared, and I just like ran out of the room crying, and my chick at the time was like, what the fuck?
Like I love Sandler, dude. He's an icon.
You met this Law and Order guy?
I forgot he was in that movie too. But I haven't seen that movie in so long. Who's the girl?
She's the one that looks like the hot one, but is not the hot one.
It's one. Yeah, right. It's the other one. What is her name?
Looks like the chick from Desperado,
Right.
but is not.
But it's not the chick from Desperado. Her name is. But she's got the great Lily accent, right?
Her name is B+.
B+.
Yeah.
Imagine if they ranked us. D-.
Yeah.
A D- man and a B+ woman.
Every sitcom.
I do like that though. That they're like, it's always a hot chick and an ugly guy, and you're like, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. What you don't want the hot guys.
But also, look at those sitcoms, right? It's always, oh, hot chick with an ugly guy. Why is she with him? The chick does not work, and the man does.
You're my dad.
The King of Queens' wife was just there when he got home from UPS every day.
Banana bread's not, whatever the fuck it is. Banana bread's not done yet. He's like, well, I'm hungry. No snacking on chips. And then he has to sneak chips into the other room. And
they're always nags.
Yeah, they don't ever make him human and normal and have
If they made a
conversation.
little more money, they'd be like, hey, bitch, we're done. Yeah, I'll give you half. We're over.
That's the show. Hey, bitch, we're done. Hey, bitch, we're done. On CBS.
Another divorce every week.
I think now TV is getting to a point when they're learning. That's why you don't see those shows as much anymore. I think they know people don't want to see that thing anymore. I think like they
had a formula for way too long.
They made so much. I put up a video on my Instagram last week about production companies.
Yeah.
And like you'll drive by a production company in the Valley and you go, I've never heard of this. And you'll go, they sold one thing. You'll look it up. They sold one thing.
And now that's all they do.
And they have all the money in the world from the one thing. You looking for a newbie?
Yeah.
That's a special sauce. That's homemade. Smell it, see if you like it.
What do you mean it's homemade?
It's a little homemade brew.
You made it?
It's
or
not
you
me.
mixed a bunch of leftovers?
No, a friend of mine made that.
Did he mix a bunch of leftovers or did he actually make it like
No, that's real. You probably won't like it.
weird smell? Peaty. Or plasticky?
I mean, it's old.
It can't be old. Stuff lasts forever, doesn't it? I've seen Walking Dead.
How did he die on Santino's podcast drinking old peaty shit?
The guy was literally telling him, I don't, my friend made this, and he's still going for it. He's crazy.
You might not like it. It might be.
The smell
It's
is
bad?
unique.
Yeah.
We were talking to this at a nice restaurant, a friend of mine.
It's from the barrel, by the way. The barrel is what you're smelling.
Yeah.
So whatever shitty barrel he had it in.
I asked her, like, you know how when they ask you to drink a glass of wine? So it was one of those sommeliers.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I was just talking to her.
Who I don't trust, by the way.
You don't trust them?
No.
Think they're faking it?
What do they know that you don't know that other people know? I don't get it. You can learn as much as you know about the process of wine, right? But how come some people are like, this wine is so good, and they're like, oh, you'd be surprised how cheap it is.
Right. $2 Chuck.
Yeah, like, I just don't trust it. I think wine is subjective, like comedy to some degree. It's like
It's got to be what you're.
the best wine, yeah, the best comics, we all agree is the best.
Well, so what they're telling you is you're like, hey, I want a kind of a soda. What do you got? And you're like, well, there's like a lighter one, it's a Sprite, and then there's like a more caffeinated one, it's darker. That would be a Coca-Cola. Like they're giving you like, what are you into, and I'll guide you.
I know, but I'm like, this is cola at the end of the day, isn't it?
Anyway, I asked her, I'm like, hey, when I do the thing where they give you a little bit, I just go, just fill it up. I'm
gonna drink it.
I'm never gonna send it back.
Nope.
Is that wrong? She goes, no, it's not. What they're asking you to do is to see if it's like gone bad. Not if it tastes good or bad, but if it's gone bad.
See, I feel like how come we don't have technology that knows that already?
See, shit, exactly. Just put a thing in it. It's like, it's
Isn't
good.
there a thing that just goes, hey, this went shit?
Uh-huh.
Because we just had that. My lady was in, we were having it at a nice restaurant, and it was not cheap, and she took a sip and she goes, am I crazy? And
Yeah,
she slid it to me, and I was like, oh, that tastes like shit.
Right.
And she doesn't want to do it because she's too sweet. And I turned to the woman and I was like, excuse me, I don't want to be a jerk, but I think this is bad.
That's how you have to say it.
And I was like, I know this is annoying or whatever. And she goes, not at all. She goes, it doesn't come out of my paycheck. That's what she said. And she's right. Servers don't give a fuck when you go.
I always think to look down on you, but you're right.
They don't give a fuck. Dude, I served for years when someone was like, the only way I was upset was when someone would like eat something and then eat a lot of it. And I'd check twice and they'd be like, this is like cold. And you're like, you fucking
it's
ate
been your
it.
plate for an hour.
Yeah, you fucking ate it, dude.
It's homeless food now. Like, of course it's not good now.
But yeah, we're gonna comp it, and I'm sure I'm gonna take it away. But also, say something immediately.
Right away.
Be an adult. Just tell me.
I ordered the Brussels sprouts. It's a steak. Like, it's way off.
I'll eat it.
Hate to be a
It's
jerk,
fine.
but like.
But obviously, this is eggplant parmesan.
But I asked her about the skunky stuff. Like if it has gone skunked or whatever, it's gone bad. I'm like, what are you? Because it's it's a bad smell. It's bad. And she goes, she was doing taste tests with her staff, and she was like, what do you think of this? What do you think of? And then she slid in one of the skunk ones. They're like, unique, interesting. She goes, no, terrible, but okay.
But see, that's how I don't know. Maybe the sommeliers are more real than I know, but I'm doubtful for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I watched that documentary, Sour Grapes. Did you ever
That's
see
a
that?
sommelier documentary?
It's about the biggest wine
Fake.
duping in the history. Yeah, a guy was making fake shit, and these rich, famous people who are big in the wine world, who are like, they're wine experts, not sommeliers, but they themselves collectors. None of them could fucking tell.
Like when James Bond's like, 68, what chart, whatever. You know, like,
Bordeaux.
He's a fake character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
78 Bordeaux.
Yeah,
Tastes
love that. I love that those guys lost their money in a fucking scam.
100%.
Like, try it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like there's an actor. I talked about this. There's a guy who just got who's getting sued for $650 million of stealing funds in a pyramid scheme here in Hollywood. The best part, at first I was like, what a dildo, this guy. It's a Ponzi scheme. But then you realize who he's taking money from. Rich people.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah, what's the name? People lost their homes. I'm like, people lost their mansions.
Yeah.
Which I'm
So
fine
what?
with.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Also, those people, just like Elon Musk used to say when he lost his first million and they were like, were you scared? He's like, no, because I knew I could make another one.
Wow.
It was like, that's how those people think. He was like, $1 million. I definitely can make another million. I already made it once. There's no way I can't do it again. But the average American goes, you lost $1 million? You out of your mind? This psycho's like, what? I didn't even anticipate earning
Playing with $1,000
some
chips
shitty little
blackjack.
million. Yeah,
Okay.
I want 500 million. But that was the same idea as like, this guy was getting so much investing that he acquired 650 million and they still were giving it to this guy without product.
Wow.
That's how good he was.
Wow.
I know. Give this guy a fucking job.
Give him a medal at least.
Something.
Remember Michael Milken? Or maybe before your time. Was young and he got arrested for insider trading.
Mm-hmm.
And he took job offers and interviews from prison. They're like, you'll be out in a year. We want you. You're so fucking good.
Yeah, because they know that it worked.
Yeah, you know the system.
Right. Merrill Lynch is probably calling like, listen, bud, we need to get you. All right, I'm going to wait for this taste. Drum roll.
Listen, I would have loved it if I want. It's terrible. It's like watered down, sweet in a way that's like,
It's bad.
it's not good.
He tried. Nobody drinks it, by the way. That's why it's in that glass.
God damn. I was ready for it to be like, look, I don't care. But I
Nah.
can't.
He'll never see this.
Good.
He's dead. Dead guy's brew. You're like, man, I'm sorry, dead guy. Did you do this? This you might like. Try that.
Rickels?
Yeah, you might like that.
Okay. I'm sure all the other whiskeys are like, oh, you're following that? That's the easy one to follow.
It doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters. This is all for fun. You're allowed, and then you got a little bit of kombucha in there. You know, I never drink that. That sits in the fridge.
Really?
Yeah. Do you love kombucha?
Not that kind.
What is that?
Is
What,
this a
what
sponsor?
flavor? No.
Good, because it's shitty. Get the fucking GTs. This June Shine is not good. It's sour.
By the way, a June Shine guy that works at the company now is probably a big fan and was like, "Oh, we were thinking about sponsoring the show."
Yeah, well, guess what, June Shine? Fucking make a lateral move over to GTs and work with something you can have some fucking morals for work for.
There it is. What's GT? I don't drink that stuff, so I know nothing about
GT's
it.
kombucha. It's the one you know.
It's the one I see all the time. Yeah, that's the one that people have.
Yeah. He's the one that got it started. He's like, I think white people want to drink this. Like,
I mean, how did we sucker? They sucker everybody into it.
GT did it.
It tastes fine, by the way.
It's for the health. You think you're getting healthy. There's so much sugar and all that shit too.
Right. It's like a Coke. It's like a can of Coke. It's the same thing. What's your guilty bullshit thing then? Like, what do you? Because you've been look. You do more yoga than ever.
Mm-hmm.
You're in shape.
Yoga with Ari.
You're eating well.
Sometimes I'll start to get fat, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting fat. Let me eat a salad.
What gets you fat?
Indulgence.
Yeah, but there's
candy,
not candy.
but also just like I was in Nashville, I had hot chicken 4 times.
Loved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm here for a short time. I want to get the local flavor. The local flavor's never a salad.
No, not Nashville doesn't exist.
No one's known for their salads. So no matter where you go, I'm getting the pizza or the Chinese or what
the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I was in Chicago and I have to go to my fatty places.
yeah.
And
Where you go?
I do feel bad. I always go to Portillo's because I need to have an Italian beef with hot and sweet peppers, a little giardiniera, a little muffaletta. I got to have that. But I also got to have cheese fries. And I also got to have the biggest Coke that they make.
And you're there. It's just like
It's a culture. Everybody's doing it.
I've got good metabolism. So do you.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, it gets away from you.
You know what it is for me?
What?
Donuts.
Interesting.
I don't eat them as much as I used to, but fuck me, I love donuts and coffee. To me, it just reminds me when I was a kid, my dad
so
and my
sugary.
grandmother, they would smoke cigarettes, drink coffee, and have
The little donuts?
well, they would get back then. You go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning as if it was like a family breakfast, and you're like,
That's crazy.
they had the
so unhealthy.
donut holes, powders, fillings, creams, long johns. I used to love it, but it just brought me. I think it's like a childhood thing. I loved cigarettes, coffee, and donuts, and it just something about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's magic
The last time I got really out of control was the Impractical Jokers cruise.
because those guys eat, huh?
Not them. They were barely around.
Oh,
I literally did not see Sal one time on that cruise.
really? What, he just stay to his room?
He stayed in where he stayed, and I didn't know about the fucking everybody eats together. That's why I ate at the buffet with everybody. The comment, but like you can go eat like when you're like doing Vegas for a week, you can either eat in the dungeon with everybody
In the basement, yeah.
or occasionally you can eat like humans.
Yeah.
So they had their basement, which was nicer.
Way nicer than Vegas.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because the Vegas one is sad as shit.
Sad.
It's so miserable to eat in the basement of those
No
hotels.
light coming in.
Nope. No windows, no clocks. It's just like above, except the people who are angry at giving you cards are now down there eating next to you.
Yeah, and you're like, so how long? We don't talk. Okay.
He just points to a sign. It just says no talking. We don't do that up here.
How long has that been a rule?
I remember the first time I did that in Vegas, and they give you the coupons to go downstairs or whatever.
Riviera? What'd you do? You just make?
Huh?
You just make caca?
Of course. It's my show. I think it was the maybe Riviera. Is that where it was? Maybe Mirage.
Okay.
Wherever it was, and I fucking was so sad because I was like, man, I wish I could just afford to be upstairs and just eat a regular restaurant like Americans.
The dungeon at the Riv is done now. It's been demolished, but the dungeon closed at 10. So if you could hold out till 10:01, you could eat with the regular people.
Yeah.
But anyway, the buffet, you'd be like, I'm done. I'm not hungry. And then you pass Sam Morrill and Norman, like, we're going to eat. I'm like, I already ate. And like, you want to come sit with us? I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll sit with you. And then you pass, I'll have some French fries while I'm here. And a slice of pizza and a burger. It's like, so you did every 4 hours.
Yeah.
More than a full meal. I came back, I think I gained like 25 pounds.
Holy shit.
In 3 or 4 days.
And you're drinking on that boat because there's nothing to do.
Heavily.
You have to.
Yeah.
You're on a boat. What am I? And did it port at all or no?
It poured it in some fucking fake town. It poured it in a town that was, and they've done different ones.
Right.
So this is just this one. It was made by the cruise lines, and it was made by Mexicans. And their idea was, we're Mexicans giving in Americans what we think Americans think of as Mexicans.
Oh my God.
So beyond sunglasses huts, it's like thatch roofs and like sombreros.
It's like Three Amigos. You were in like the town of Three Amigos.
Yeah.
When
Exactly.
El Guapo gets there and he's like, get off of the boat. You know, you're like, holy shit, is this a movie? I can't, cruises? No. I've never.
It was okay because there's 20 comics there. So it was like fun.
Still no.
But if it's like Simone, what he has to do, or like anybody who does cruises, it's just like, I could see how you just become a full alcoholic.
Does Steve do those?
Yeah. He's perfect for it. His material is already clean.
He's so clean and funny and sweet and he gives a fuck. He's like an anomaly for a comedian.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's like a different kind of human being.
Leads like charity campaigns and then doesn't embezzle the money.
He doesn't steal from the charity.
It's nuts. I've tried to get him to do it for so long.
By the way, people, donate to our charity right now. It's Ari and Andrew's charity right there.
Giving all the money to the underprivileged people of the place.
Of all the different color places
No,
and people.
minorities mostly.
Some. Yes, all minorities.
In here, we pour whiskey.
You know I'm a big fan of the pooch. I got my little doggo, the cubster, pubster, read all about her. And you know what's so funny? A lot of times you want to know what's up with the dog's history. I want to know the risks involved in health for the pup, what he or she can eat. 72% of people don't know what kind of dog they have. That's many of you, okay? I used to be one of those people. I decoded my dog's story with an EMBARK dog DNA test. Come on, man. We all want to know what our dogs are thinking and what they're trying to say to us. EMBARK takes care of that so you know who they are, what they need, and what they want to some degree, all right? It's important and exciting for you to use EMBARK breed and health kit on your dog because I got to tell you, you should know what it is. It's going to help your dog live longer, live a healthier life, and also make you a little bit happier, you know? It's nice to find out where they're from and what they really are instead of just saying, she's a mutt. Everybody says that. We use the kit. It's incredible to find out our dog is a Maltese Terrier, Cocker Spaniel, and Poodle. She's all the above. A heavy misc. Misc? She's a mix. She's a misc. A little crazy miscs. She is a big mix of a bunch of different stuff, which we found out. And also, we found out what diet is best for her, which I think is huge, to help her coat stay healthy, not shed as much, and to keep her lasting longer than ever. That's what I want. You should learn your dog's inner secrets with EMBARK, the highest rated dog DNA test. Right now, EMBARK has an offer on their breed and health kit for our listeners. Go to embarkvet.com to get free shipping and save $50 off your EMBARK breed and health kit with promo code WHISKEY. Visit embarkvet.com and use promo code WHISKEY to save $50 today. Find out who your dog is and find out what they need and what they want to live a long, happy, healthy life with EMBARK. Hey, you like food? Come on. I've talked about DoorDash a bunch. I love DoorDash. It's incredible. I use it all the time. In fact, it's the only one I use. You can look on my phone. How about that? I do love DoorDash. It's back to work, back to school. You got all these meetings, errands to run. The secret to clearing up your to-do list, a little help from DoorDash. You can get dinner, household essentials, and everything needed on your grocery list delivered to your front door. What do you want to eat tonight? You want home-cooked favorite? Don't like going to the store? You want something exciting and new? Be great to stay in? DoorDash connects you with everything you want, wherever, however you want it. This past year has taught us to savor every moment together, spend less time prepping and cooking, and more time with the people that you love with the help of DoorDash. And I got to tell you, DoorDash is incredible. I've ordered late-night ice cream, late-night donuts, late-night pizza. I'm a fat boy. I'm a little silly fat orange boy. And I don't care. I love it. I love it. Ordering is very easy, and your items will be left safely outside your door when you choose contactless delivery drop-off. They've got over 300,000 partners you can support your neighborhood go-tos, or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, and Cheesecake Factory. They got a big-ass menu. With DoorDash, you're going to get everything in one app. And for a limited time, our listeners get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download that DoorDash app and enter code WHISKEY. You know what it is. That's 25% off up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code WHISKEY. Don't forget, that's WHISKEY for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
Ginger. I like gingers.
I couldn't do the cruise line. I got offered one time at the beginning of my stand-up career, and I was
Thank God you didn't. You might have gone that way.
But you know what it was, really, that I couldn't? I was going to lose money because they were like, you have to fly to Florida. I had to fly to Miami.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't afford a fucking flight to Miami. I remember at the time looking it up, and it was like $420 to stop. Like, to stop in at least one location. And I was like, I think I'm going to end up making $60.
Right.
All in after all the travel and everything. And I was like, I just can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. And the guy was like, you're lost.
Oh, I love those. The you're lost.
You're lost, dude.
Leave money on the table.
I was like, but it's $60 after all said and done. He's like, pfft.
You don't want $60? Like, no, I do.
But do I have to fly to fucking Miami and stop in Oklahoma?
I
$60
make $25 for a spot at the store. I could do 3 of those.
And they're like, dude, your life. Whatever you want to do, man.
Instead of just going, oh, yeah. I thought you were maybe already in Miami. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. How many years have you done that cruise? I didn't know that. I've heard about it once. Yeah.
They do it once a year. They mix it up.
20 comics?
Something like that. 15.
That's insane.
It was great. I mean, Sal really, I think they did it once, and then he was like, hey, would you mind if I'm in charge of the comedy, the stand-up part? And they said, sure. And so he's like, I know how to make this fun for my comedy friends. Yeah. So he'd make it like club. You don't have to do a long set by yourself. Like everybody's doing 15s. It was just like a New York,
like a floating
hour and a half show of 15 comics each.
A floating cellar or something like that.
Yeah. So it was great. So it didn't rely on you.
Would you ever do in that regard, like, people do that. They make their show like it's their thing. Would you ever do like a trip with Ari?
No.
Never?
I don't like people looking at me. There's no way to do. I would organize it for other people. I wouldn't go on it.
What if you organized it very cult-like and then you showed up for one day?
Just a helicopter on?
Mm-hmm. Come Trip with Ari is what it's called. And it's a trip with Ari.
I mean, not shaman people. I would do that.
That's what I mean. Why couldn't you do that?
I was actually considering doing it because I talked to some guy in Ecuador, some Swiss guy, and he went on a psilocybin trip. Like a guided psilocybin trip, like ayahuasca.
Many days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rented a house, this organization that does it, and they give you the right doses, have a playlist, and it's like you're alone in the house, like, many rooms you can go into with different playlists, and like they really guide you in a way to face things. And I was like, I know people looked at me, like Hutchinson was like, before, now she does mushrooms all the time, but she was like, Ari, would you like leave? And I'm like, it's too much responsibility. No, I want to have fun. I don't want to be fucking guiding you.
But you'd be so good at it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that for some comics, just like young comics, but I'm like, I would charge them only so they took it seriously.
Yeah, because if you did it for free, everyone would fuck it off.
Yeah. I might give them the money back afterwards, but like I would be like, I need to charge you enough money to where it'd be like a bit restrictive.
This is very like Willy Wonka, where at the very end you have to prove that you learned something.
You get everything. Like, no, you lost. Sorry.
Bam! You just fall into a hole.
Gives it back the thing.
Yeah.
I would have been like, Mr. Wonka, sir? And he's like, yes. I would have been like,
While you're chewing it, you know I hate the fucking gobstopper,
oh,
you
it's so fucking
idiot.
good, you fucking cunt. Worth it.
Worth
I
it.
would have given you everything. Your fucking factory sucks, bro.
Your factory's bullshit, dude. There's Nazis all over this fucking place.
Yeah, get metal elevators, dork.
You fucking nerd. That is what that's like. I do think there's something about you teaching or guiding people through it. Because there's something to be said when we talked about earlier, learning dosages and learning stuff. I think my biggest mistake in high school was that we had too many people taking too much or taking wrong. We just never knew. Like I did back then we used to eat, what is about an eighth or a little bit more of mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't need it all.
That's a lot.
We didn't need it.
No.
But we did it every
You needed
time.
half of that.
We did it every time.
Wow. I mean, unless your tolerance gets way big, then you do need it, but like not in the beginning.
We weren't doing it that much. I mean, we'd probably do it every, like maybe once or twice a month at most on the weekend.
That's hella, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, that's great in high school too. That's awesome.
But high school, I feel like, because what else are you doing? You plan for that weekend. It's 2 weekends away, and I got excited. And we would go somewhere and know that me and my buddy Tyler, we ate an eighth of mushrooms, and then we went to this haunted house. And we went to this haunted house thinking, we just want to fuck ourselves up. Like, we want to scare ourselves, But instead of being scared of the haunted house, I was scared of all the humans around us.
Oh yeah.
Had nothing to do with the haunted house. The people in line.
Running in fear of you.
They were fucking me up. Yeah, it was fucking me up. These women behind us were talking about, they were having this conversation, and it just looped in my head, and I remember getting so uncomfortable that I was like, I'm getting out of line. He's like, we've been waiting for like 30 minutes. I was like, I gotta go. I have to go. And he's like, are you freaked out, dude? It's cool if you're freaked out. Like, be honest with me. He thought I was scared. I was like, these people are fucking me up. The house, I was cool with. The scary shit, when we were in
like,
there.
it's artistic. I can see someone made this. It's
Right.
really
It was actually fucking cool to watch all the shit get, like all the fucked up shit they had.
Yeah.
But the people, that is my biggest beef with drugs in public.
yeah.
I don't like a lot
They're
of
gonna
people.
know I'm fucked up, which really takes you out of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin anybody else's day. So if I'm acting weird, I'm like, I went to watch a movie once on mushrooms. It was a Tim Burton movie.
Perfect.
Not Alice in Wonderland. It was something like that, where it was already it was like perfect for it.
I mean,
He never did an Alice in Wonderland, did he?
he did. He did the
did?
one with Johnny Depp, I believe.
Then,
Right?
then it must have been that.
That is the one, unless I'm crazy.
I feel like it was like Tim Burton mixed with an already psychedelic thing. Maybe it's that.
Well, now you're making me think there was, because I went to the Bert. Did you ever go to the Burton exhibit when I was out here?
Yeah, it was great.
Fucking so
Me
cool.
and Kevin Christie went, God, that guy's such an artist.
I mean, I learned how, I had no idea he would leave other things of other clues in other movies that had nothing to do with the original movie.
What?
The toothpaste company, I'm going to fuck it up. The toothpaste company that somebody's parent worked at was the company from, like, Batman, like one of the things, you know what I mean?
Really?
It was something like that. I don't know. Oh, Sweeney Todd? Is that
No,
it?
that's the haircut thing.
That's so funny, dude, because that's the first thing I think, haircut thing. I immediately didn't want to see that movie. I was like, the haircut movie? Beetlejuice, Batman, Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns, Ed Wood, Visit with Vincent, Mars Attacks, Sleepy Hollow, Planet of the Apes, Big Fish, such a good movie, Charlie Chocolate
was the number
Factory,
one.
Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows.
Oh, that's it.
Alice in Wonderland was.
Yeah, no, that's it. But I remember it was like late in the run of it, and it was like, I'm going to take mushrooms and go, and I just waited too long. When I got there was no one in the theater, and I'm on mushrooms, and no one's there. And I turned around to they're starting not the previews, but the commercials.
Yeah.
So the lights were still on. And I just felt bad that they're doing this for me. And I was like, hey, if you want to go home, we don't have to do this. To the guy in the fucking booth. I felt so bad for him.
He's like, what? Just shut up and watch the fucking movie, you weirdo.
He's like, I'll run this if no one's here.
Yeah. He's like, I'm high as
He's
fuck
not
too.
going like this the whole time.
He's sweating. He's like, thank you, fuck. Did you ever hook up in a movie theater?
Yeah, one time, Clerks 2, full sex.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you full fuck?
Skirt.
No one's in there.
People were in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
People were in there. Clerks 2. It was, I was married for a while. I was my wife.
Yeah.
But she was wild.
How fucking fun. She sat on top of you?
Yeah.
Wow.
We went towards the back. So we see the door over there. So if this first door opens, we got a glimpse of the light, and it was like, stop. But like, yeah, we're over in the corner, but like back away from everybody.
Yeah.
There was a smell for sure.
Your wife?
Sex smell.
Oh, okay.
Her pussy, it didn't stink bad, but it had like a very specific and strong odor.
Biting on the tongue? Like
What
an
do you
old cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
So wait a minute.
Fresh fish.
Did you initiate?
She was gonna. We used to fuck. I mean, she just set you free. I mean, we pulled up in Santa Monica, one of those public parking garages. And she just like gives you the look. We just got into the trunk.
Holy shit.
Yeah, her Volvo, her Volkswagen had one of those glow in the dark like releases.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we got in there and fucking sideways.
Movie theater fucking seems impossible to me.
It does. Full to completion. Clerks too.
I mean, I've jerked
Thanks,
off.
Kevin Smith.
I've jerked
Thank
off
you.
in a bunch of them.
What?
Every time I go. I haven't missed it. Fast and Furious 9 was my last one.
You're like, talk about furious.
That's what I thought it was. That was gay porn, Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I've never.
You've never done it?
I'm so afraid of
Me
being
too.
in a movie theater. I'm like, not only are they going to catch me, I'm going to be embarrassed because the story. It's like in a movie theater, it's like everyone will be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, what are you doing? If you get caught, it's like, asshole. We're all trying to live our lives.
Yeah, if you fucking public somewhere, I think outside or whatever, fine. You caught me in a park, fucking. We were in a moment. It was fun. Movie theater's kind of like, oh, dude, families come here
My
with
kids
kids. Yeah, you don't be a perv.
I'm the same way at like a bar bathroom or definitely Mile High Club. Where I'm like, private jet, you know, if you're doing that, I get it. But like, you're talking about, you going in there is not the issue. Coming out, someone's waiting for you.
Yeah.
And they're going to see two people come out. I assume cokeheads have the same problem.
But people for sure, I know, I've seen guys do coke on commercial planes all the time. Go do a bump at the bathroom and come back. I sat next to a guy on the way
One
back.
by one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's
I sat next to a guy that was doing fucking go. He was, he was like jumping jittery, smiling a lot, doing like all the telltale signs. And I was like, he either has Tourette's, like he either has a mental facility, or he was one going to the bathroom all the time. And I was like, oh, that's it. He just kept getting up, going to the bathroom. And he would sit down. He was very nice and sweet. He ordered about 19 Jack and Cokes. And I was like, this guy's coked out of his fucking head. Can I get one more? But he was very nice, like a very nice cokehead.
Some cokeheads, I'm sure they must look at other cokeheads like, you're giving us a bad name, dude.
Yeah, you're fucking up our rap, dude.
Not rage.
Just be cool.
Be wild, but not rage.
That's how I always felt about weed. Was I never enjoyed. I've talked about to you about this. I don't like pot culture. I love marijuana, but I don't like pot culture.
Fashion is the worst.
Fashion's the worst, and also I don't like this whole like. I never got into like we trade and it's a community. It's like no, it's not, dude. I'm like a Republican pothead, where I'm like I buy it, I smoke it, and I go home and
Earn
I
your
watch.
weed.
No one's just gonna give you free weed. Ironically, all I get is free drugs, and free weed is what you get in California. You live in LA, someone is giving you drugs.
The DMT is something you for sure take from fans.
So I've had that. I've had that
test
once.
it. Me too, once.
Yeah, and I did not enjoy it. No thanks. I just don't. I just did not like the way I felt.
You disliked it.
Did not like it. I did it with my friend back in Chicago, and I just was like, I don't think this is for me. I don't like this.
Did you get there?
Huh?
Did you get there?
I mean, as close as I think I'm supposed to. Do you know?
I don't.
I didn't get to a place where it was a revelation of any kind. It was like, it was heavy for a
Were you
very
in another
short.
world? Did you like kind of go through a door and you're like, oh, what the fuck is this place?
I felt very like
something like
out of body. What is it? I got very like disassociative. I got like very video gamey, spaced out, kind of really heavy and gone, and a complete rush, like a hot flash almost. Like I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Were you no longer in the place you were in?
Yes,
Okay, then you got there, I guess. I did not.
but it didn't feel good.
Interesting.
Because like my buddy was like, "Oh my god, it felt like I was with God for a second," and I was like, I felt like I was in a pretty shitty void.
I did. You ever go to my old backyard that I had in New York?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
What happened there?
It's great, but like I'm in the backyard. We used to have barbecues a lot, but like this chick I was dating at the time, she used to take DMT on top of like a pot in Denver, on top of a pot, like a bowl of weed. We would just do it all the time in the mountains. She had hella experience. I did not. She wanted to do it, and I had some, so I was like, let's do it. And I did some, and then I remember there was this tree in the back, and I saw this big caterpillar come off the tree. We just smoked next to each other, laid a blanket out there. This big caterpillar like came down a branch of a tree, and it was like hexagonal, about this size, 5, 6 hexagonal things.
That's a huge.
Oh yeah, the caterpillar was probably like that long.
Holy
and
fuck!
Like that wide. And it came down this branch and just kind of looked at me. And I'm like looking back at it for a while, like who knows how long. Just kind of looking at it, and he just goes, "Nah," and then slowly like goes back up. And then after that, I kind of came out. I was like, "What?" And I I was like, damn, I don't think I was invited in or something to the
You
whatever
didn't
world
make
it
it.
is. And I was like, I don't think I got there. I looked over and she goes, I died and came back. I'm like, fuck.
Fuck. Was the caterpillar there?
Yeah.
Do you think that you think that's your subconscious projecting that you're not ready to have it?
I don't know what that was. Maybe.
That's part of my assumption with drugs. You know, when everybody says like I had a bad trip, or it's like, well, you made yourself have a bad trip for sure. I think there's external factors that you can't control, but I do think oftentimes people think they're going to have a bad trip because of a lot of things that are happening inside of their brain, and they get there organically.
Well, I know something you're supposed to do on mushrooms. Public service announcement.
PSA
Is when you can you add that in, producer? When you take mushrooms, you've done it enough times.
Yeah.
For 40-ish minutes, nothing's happening. Then you get the palm sweats. Then you start to get nervous about what's about to happen. So right then is when you got to stop yourself, sit down, and say, hey, this is coming soon. Get yourself to a happy place. Like breathe in a few times, breathe out a few times. Be like, this is what we signed up for. Don't be nervous. Be happy heading into this. Because if you're upset heading into it, that's like it's not
trouble.
It's not the best first half hour or so.
Yeah. That is true. You got to put yourself in the best position. What I used to do was take it and then pretend to forget I took it. So go about my thing. So then when it hit me, it was like, oh,
What?
right.
Right. That's nice.
That felt the best because I knew if I was anticipating it, it was like when you first started smoking
Yeah, the
pot.
anticipation.
The anticipation is what gives you anxiety. That's why you start to get amped up and you start to go like,
Yeah. I guess you have in between when you take it when it hits to like get yourself in a good place.
yeah, that is actually really smart. You need to do, that's what I'm saying. Write a fucking book, write a thing to get people prepped for these moments.
I did.
What?
Yeah, if you Google Shroomfest Primer, I spent 2 weeks on it.
Where is this?
It's on the internet.
Is it a New York Times bestseller?
No, but
Well-
a lot of people have used it to calm themselves down.
Shroomfest Primer?
Yeah, it's a primer for I interviewed a bunch of people. I just used their research. I didn't like use quotes or anything. Like where to get it, how much it should cost, the effects, the dangers, the next day.
It's just free on your website.
Yeah.
Do you have a physical copy of this?
No.
Why don't you print these out?
And do what?
Give them to people at shows. Sell them to people at shows. I feel like this is a thing that people really need.
One of Sal's friends, I don't want to say who because I don't know who's like allowed to say what what they've taken and stuff. But
Probably none.
Right. So he said like, hey man, he's like 2 years ago, me and my chick took mushrooms and we were both sure we were dying.
Yeah.
And I went to your website and I saw the Shroomfest primer. It said in there, it's been a while since I read it. You are not overdosed. There is no overdose on mushrooms. So
I think
if
I
you
saw that,
if you
yeah.
think you're gonna die, you're not. That's a drug fucking with you. And he goes, I had to go back to that line like 4 times. I'm like, maybe I read it wrong because I'm pretty sure I'm dying.
Can you overdose? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not to death, anyway.
Really?
The worst that's going to happen is if you take too much, you'll be a little bit more likely to throw up and you just go to a deeper place. You'll still be over it in a matter of hours. There will not be any permanent danger caused by the mushrooms. It's very like nice. It gives solace. Because everyone does. You say to yourself, you go, I'm not going to die. This is a thing that happens. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I am feeling heavy right
I
now.
feel like I'm gonna die.
You know what I used to do when I get too fucked up? Is I smoked a joint in London one time by the water. We were going to see this great, this phenomenal DJ, Mr.
Stevie Lee.
Man, he's so great too. We were going to see him, and I was 20 at the
Mr.
time. Yes, Domo. No, but we were going to see this guy, and he and I smoked a joint that had a fuckload of hash in it, but I didn't know I was smoking it like I was just smoking a regular joint, and I immediately was like, oh no, I'm so
Oh no.
I'm just off my rocker, and I kept saying to myself in the line of the bathroom because I was panicking. I didn't want to go with my friends because I was like, I'm gonna go sit in the bathroom in a stall for a couple of minutes, and I'm just gonna chill the fuck out and then do the talk down. And I found that if I kept saying out loud, this is fine, this will stop.
Oh yeah.
If I kept saying it out loud, eventually my brain was like, he's right, to the rest of my fucking being. And then eventually it did slowly level the plane like landed a little bit.
So that's in there too. I'm remembering now.
Say it out loud?
Yeah, just go, and you can do it quietly because it's a little embarrassing. If it's getting too much for you, you just but it has to be out loud a little bit. I don't know if that's yourself hearing it or something.
Oh, I physically would say it out. Yeah.
Just go, hey, mushrooms, pull it back a little bit. This is a little too much. and I don't know, but the mushrooms will go, all right.
Fine.
Yeah, and they'll pull it back.
It does, because you're putting yourself in the worst place. Whenever I started to get real panicky, when I would get too baked on anything, is I remember feeling like, oh, I am telling myself in my head, I hear myself going, what if it gets worse? What if you can't go back? What if you can't go back is such a weird What if you never get out?
What if you're stuck like this?
What
Which
if I
has
never
never
get-
happened to anyone. That's a fucking urban legend.
I know. And everyone goes,
No, my friend knows a guy.
My buddy's cousin used to work with
Introduce
a
me to
dude.
him.
Yeah.
Introduce me to him.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, okay.
From the mushrooms.
Oh, great. Fentanyl is not gone through to mushrooms and weed.
Yeah, no.
Those two are safe.
That's why I like using. Well, it's. I'm sorry, but it's like that old dumb natural. If it comes from the ground and it's about as safe as I can get without anybody interfering with it. That being said, I did do acid and it was fun.
I love acid. I'm getting way more into it lately.
Really?
I just took some at this festival.
So, like, I'm an old dad right now. All I ever knew was tabs when I was in high school. Are people doing droplets now a lot? Is like, what's the most common way you're taking
Tabs.
acid? Tabs
That
still.
is most common, for sure.
Huh.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just you drop it all over a sheet. It's easiest to like whatever, and then like
Sure.
stivvy up. The droplets, the amount in a drop is so varied, but they
Right.
all like they're like that. They drop. It's like, is that a big drop or a small
We're
drop?
like, we'll find out.
Yeah, or it's like whiskey actually. When they give you in Scotland, something they'll give you a dropper.
Right.
It's because you want like some people want 2-3 drops,
Right.
but the difference between 2 and 3. So like here, take the exact.
Yeah. See that. But so now, when you go to a festival and you get it, are you taking more than one tab?
No,
Do you think you can?
I'm a fucking pussy, dude.
Really?
I
As
do
much
it a
as
lot.
you've taken
I'm
it?
scared every time. I'm out of my mind, scared every time. Like, fuck, here we go. I am not. But same thing when I travel. People are like, oh, you're a good traveler. I'm like, I'm frightened off my ass of any new country. Non-English speaking. I'm like, everyone's gonna rob me every single time I go out. I'm super frightened off my rocker.
Yeah, but that is. But most times you are probably going to
Yeah.
get robbed. Have you been robbed?
Nah,
Has anything been stolen from you?
nah, never from a hostel. Never.
What? First day in a hostel, I got my shit stolen. Shoes. The first day I ever went to in a hostel, I got shoes stolen from me. Which in retrospect, I was just like, well, you know, they were fucking brand new and I was gone for like 13, 14 hours or something and I'd left all my shit out. And maybe somebody who had been there a while was like, fuck this guy.
Right. It's just money. You can go to your. Now I'm at the place where I'm like, when I do get scared about it, I go, the fear is going to stop me from having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I can afford to replace all my things.
Yeah.
It won't be fun, but it will actually be fun. It'll be an adventure to like get new underwear,
Sure.
it'll be part of the adventure as long
You-
as I have clothes on me.
The only thing you don't want to lose is like, if you lose a phone, you're like, oh, come on, that's a lot of money and a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But you can steal my clothes is fine.
Jonah Ray used to do a joke about that. Remember Jonah?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, that fun thing of like pushing somebody in the pool. It's like, I want cell phones. It's like, you ruined my life.
Yeah, you can't do it anymore. Although now it's waterproof, so do it. Start
back.
pushing.
It's
Start
back.
pushing, baby. Is he still doing comedy? I haven't seen him. Is he in New York or out here still?
Out here, I assume. I don't know.
Well, we don't see anybody anymore. It's a fucking ghost town. By the way, you're going to the store. You're going to see people go up and they leave.
I got here. It's my anniversary getting passed on Wednesday.
Oh, it was. This will already be out.
Yeah.
So congrats, by the way, a couple days ago on your
13th,
anniversary.
14th, 15th, I forget what day. But like,
I'm not good with math.
I have it on my calendar. 14th, I think.
You were passed on Wednesday the 15th.
Okay, 15th.
Yeah.
Me, Rick Ingram, Kirk Fox, all in the same
Really?
showcase. Yeah.
What a class.
Yeah. Oh, so I was like, all right, Richie got me a deal at the Andaz. He was like, I get you a rate there, and I'm on my way talking to Brian O'Neill, and he's like, oh, there's no show tonight. I'm like, Sunday? What do you mean? I'm going to go there every night. He goes, no Sunday. I'm like, no Sunday or Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. And then I'm like, what the? And I'm like, hey, I'm not staying. I want to stay on the Sunset Strip if I'm not going to the store every night. The point was to stumble home drunk.
Totally. It's not the same anymore, man. It's
People
trying.
come and leave. That's what he said too.
They come, they go. We come and they go.
Why? Most people aren't scared. They've either been vaccinated or they're not.
No,
don't care.
it's not that. It's the rhythm is different now. It feels like
Is the back bar open?
no,
Is the front patio open?
barely. Some nights, the back, the hallowed ground is open for weed smoke.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, but it's like you go back there and you're like, oh, there's too many people, whatever. I'll say this. This is going to sound really corny and cheesy, but I don't care. Comedy fans will like it. But in the same idea that like certain places just have a rhythm to them. The store has always had a great rhythm to it. And it's gone through waves. You've seen it. I've seen it. Where the rhythm was bad. And it was low and shitty. And it just wasn't good. And I think we're going through a shitty low time. And the rhythm will be back. But the vibration is not there. The like walking through the halls and the feeling and the seeing people and the kitchen moving heavily. And like this kind of like... You know how when you see traffic in Japan cross, and you're like, how are they not killing each
they're
other?
going through each other.
That's how it felt at the store when it was at its height. And it feels now just like small town Main Street where you're like, go ahead. It's going to be back.
My favorite time at the store, I'll disagree with Rogan on this, was 2004-ish when before he left from Mencia. I think it was 2007.
Yeah, it was 7, yeah.
But it was dingy. We didn't start shows on time because we didn't have an audience.
Yeah.
But people were fucking in the back. Renazizi had his own fucking casino for a while that the bartenders were there. They'd be like, hey, people need drinks. Like, one more hand. I'm like, what do you need one more? Go do your job. I mean, it was just wild. We'd be spying on like Eddie Griffin getting his dick sucked. We'd be like, trying to like fucking see it. And it was just so fun. And then that generation of like, where you'd see the lineups, which were, I mean, even at the Cellar, like those lineups are crazy. It would be like Fitzsimmons, David Spade, Silverman, Hannibal, Rogan, Ron White, you, Bobby. It was just like, gee, this is a $300 show for $20.
Yeah.
It was not nearly as fun
as when it was shit.
We didn't run it. They locked the back of the main room after hours.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? That was also because the kids had the keys, and the kids don't have the keys anymore. Like, now it's the after COVID lull of like, we're trying to get this place back in order a little bit because mom and dad came home and it was not good.
Oh, right.
That's kind of what it feels like. But they're doing their best. I mean, fucking, not mention names of the people that are over there that we know that are working on it are doing their best.
Yeah.
There's almost nothing you can do. The Cellar doesn't feel that way. That feels like it's back up and fucking running.
I mean, it was amazing because I remember talking to people and they were like, dude, New York's going to be the last place to open. You're fucked. Because remember, that was at some point the worst COVID city in the world.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And so I escaped for a while, went to my parents. I was like, there's nothing here. We're all going to locked in.
Right.
First, I took my dog and went to my mom and dad's. But it was like, it's 100% back now.
Yeah.
You chill at the fucking table for
When
hours.
I went to the Cellar, they still had the dividers. They have the dividers anymore?
Mm-mm.
It's all gone.
Dividers of what, at the tables?
Yeah, they were like dividing your table wasn't, still had a plexiglass.
They had a choice. They go, and the government gave them this choice. They go, you can either go, I think, 40% capacity and do 6 feet apart, 60% capacity and do the dividers, or 100% capacity and do Vax cards.
Oh, they're doing Vax cards. Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a moral choice. They were just like, dude, we didn't have any business for a
money.
year.
Yeah, we need money. Yeah. That's how I feel about when someone asked me the question, they were like, what if, because somebody asked me, I'm not, whatever, but he was like, don't you feel weird about traveling right now? I said, so I did the thing that they asked me to do, which was get the thing, and then I wear the things, and then I do all the things I can, but I need to go back to my life. And he's like, yeah, I wonder if any airlines are going to start requiring Vax cards. And I said, you think they want to lose money? That's money for them.
Yeah. They're going to err on the side of, that's why I say when the airlines are safe, I'm like, who's telling you that? Airlines are telling you that?
Yeah, no shit. When they go, we changed the filters. By the way, you know when you get on a plane.
Were you not changing the filters before?
Yeah, no shit. They go, we clean every seat. You're like, oh, so you never, this thing never got cleaned.
You put it down sometimes, you're like, ugh, there's crumbs.
Yeah, it's insane. Now they go, well, we have to, before we turn it over, they have to disinfect and clean. We travel so much that when I see the people immediately get off the plane, I see the crew go in, they just pick up shit off the floor.
You know what I'm going to start doing?
Huh.
I've just realized this right now. I'm going to bring some tape and a piece of paper and put on the tray, just like, and tape it to the tray and then put it back up.
Right.
My name's Ari Shaffir, at Ari Shaffir on Instagram. I believe no one's going to clean this. You let me know if I'm right, and then put it back up.
That's so funny. Because the first person that comes down is going to be like, oh, I have to tell this guy.
Because it's an easy clean. If you take it down, you're of course going to take that off. It's not missing a crumb.
Right. That's actually really smart to find out. Because I know they're not. There's no fucking way.
Everybody should start doing it.
Everyone start doing it. Leave a little nugget. Leave a note for someone to know.
Because what I usually do is I'll do the Sudoku, and then if it's ruined for the next guy. I've marked it. It's
gone.
You're allowed, but I mark it. And then I write like, hey, my name is Ari Shaffir. Give me props. I thought that's the hard one. It's not the easy one. Yeah. I master this. You should when you see greatness, you should prop them out. Hit me up it's at Ari Shaffir on Instagram. And then I've never gotten one. These fucking cowards.
Not one person?
Not one. I did get me and O'Connor.
Yeah.
We're hiking.
I fucking love.
Went to Hartford. We went on a nice hike.
Yeah. And
there was a family up there, and they were filling out a book, and then they put it back. It's one of those like sign-in guest books on a hike.
Sure.
It's a beautiful view up near Hartford. And so I wrote this long story about how like we saw a bear. I was thinking of quitting comedy. We saw this bear. O'Connor ran away like a fucking pussy. And but anyway, just this long story. And I fucking communed with the bear, and I told him a joke, and he didn't laugh. And then I realized I can't do comedy in the woods. I have to go back to society. Somebody wrote me. He was like, hey, man, I found your fucking letter. Somebody was hiking up there afterwards.
Oh, really?
And saw it. It was like, hey, I saw your letter.
The bear stuff was great.
Yeah.
Man. I really like the bear shit.
Thanks for coming to Hartford. But they didn't know me at all.
That's awesome.
They just looked me up.
But they didn't know who you were.
Not at all.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Because then if they don't know who you are, it's almost like, this is kind of a fun adventure I'm going to have with
Who's
this
this
guy.
guy, Ari Shaffir?
Yeah, Ari sounds, she might be hot.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I found your bear book. Wait, did you really fuck off a bear?
I jerked him off.
You did, right?
Yeah.
When they a black bear? Or no, I'm sorry, a white bear, right?
Obvio.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know your standard. You have a set tonight, by the way?
Tonight's Tuesday?
Tonight's Tuesday. Tonight's Monday.
No, it's closed today.
I know, but you're not going anywhere else while you're
I
in
didn't
town?
even consider it. I didn't even think about it. I guess I could have gone to the Improv or something.
I think the improv's been pretty good.
Really?
Do
you have a set?
It's felt good. No, I take off Sundays and Mondays for Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. You know, and I know I'm not supposed to talk about him.
You gotta take some days off.
Honestly, I'm taking more off than I used to now. I think COVID checked me down a little bit. It was like, relax.
It's for
dude.
everybody, right?
Relaxed. I was like, relax. Back in the, back when it was like 3 sets a night for 4 or 5 nights in a row, and you're like, what am I doing? Am I okay?
I decided to with New York, you get so many reps in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, at some point, I'm like, I'd rather spend time with my boyfriend on a fucking weekend. I don't want to I'll just do 4 sets a night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then take off Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And just, I'll get my reps.
Well, your favorite nights aren't the weekends anyway to do shows.
Not for workouts.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather just do Tuesday, Wednesday, or
Yeah.
actually Thursday is that's my sweet spot night. My favorite night is Thursday night.
Why?
Because those people are it's a room divided. They're either taking off Friday or they don't have a job, so they can kind of have a good amount of time.
They're out
Or
late to Jen's.
Or there's people that it's their prep night for the weekend, so they like, I might be naughty tonight and stay out. I'll go to work, but I'll you know what I mean? Where Fridays and Saturdays, it brings in a lot of I'm gonna fucking lose my
It's
mind.
I'm going for it. And you're like, you guys suck. That's why I don't really hang out where I live. It's NYU fucking garbage Mardi Gras.
Oh, what do you say? You're in the East Village?
Yeah, East Village. But it's amateur hour.
Well, it's
Remember Kevin Parker?
No. Is he a comic?
No, he's a promoter. I think he became an agent. Black guy. I think he had some sort of connection with Punk'd.
What was it? Let me see. I'm gonna look him up right now. Kevin Parker, agent.
Yeah, maybe look agent or manager. Yeah.
Why did
He used
you
to come to Dublin's all the time.
Kevin Parker's a manager at Artist First.
Okay.
Oh, used to be Prince Bato Young. That's where he's at. Dedicated to building clients' careers or focusing on their creative business and
I
production.
feel like you would. You see his face there or no?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know him?
Never seen him.
Anyway, he made it clear to me once. We were on the patio and he was like, "Nah, Fridays and Saturdays amateur hour." I was like, "What? It's for fucking we're in this, man. We're
Yeah.
Tuesday people."
He's
Why-
right.
Yeah.
He's
Why do
right.
you want to be around? Same thing with golf.
Yeah.
Why would you golf on a Sunday when
Nope.
you can golf on a Wednesday?
Yep.
When no one's at Rancho.
Yep.
And you're gonna play a 7-hour round on a Saturday for the same course
Nah.
that you're playing a 4-hour round on a Wednesday?
Precisely.
It's amateur
If
hour.
you have the ability, that's what I always say. Is like people are like, oh, but I have a job. It's like, well, that's a bummer because if you have a job that's lenient that you can play on an off day, always play on an off day.
And
Always.
it's like, oh, let's go on a ski trip, like Power President's Day weekend. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? What the fuck? I mean, unless you just happen to be in Vail on that day. You're
yeah.
out of you're crazy.
You ever ski on Christmas Day?
You were used to all the time when it was
Yeah.
empty. Back
Nobody.
before all these people lost their gods.
I know.
My dad, we used to go up to Vermont and fucking just us and fucking
Empty.
Chinatown.
I loved it.
Oh, it was great.
That's my favorite thing. Christmas Day, first chair up, and for the next 4 hours, it's freedom and empty paradise.
Bliss.
Nobody used to be out on the mountain, but now you have people that just are like, oh fuck it, Christmas means me shit anymore, and you're like, go back to the God stuff. I miss when you guys liked church more. It was better for me, but now I don't. Now I don't ever ski during the holidays. I mean, truly, if I can help it.
I feel like there's a 20% chance you're going to join that ski trip this year, the comedian ski trip.
I think it's probably 30 or 40.
I know we're going to get closer to the date.
You're
we'll
gonna
find
get
out.
the numbers are gonna go up. What is the date?
March 6th. And I'm not going to say where yet.
Okay.
March 6th is a show. And then so that's Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're skiing. And then Friday, go to your fucking weekend gigs.
Who's the worst skier out of that crew?
Normand.
He's bad.
He tries his best. He's a snowboarder.
I'm gay.
How are you?
Good.
Great. O'Neill's the best.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Is he?
I
Ski?
shattered my wrist racing him.
Ski.
Yeah.
He's ski.
Yeah.
Who ski? Who snowboard?
I ski, gentlemen. O'Neill skis, gentlemen. Sean Patton snowboards. Norman snowboards. Bert, I don't think will be allowed to ever come with me again. Snowboards. Who else is there? Who's done it? Sal just learned how to snowboard. He came one year.
Renazizi does what?
Oh, Renazizi. I forgot. He skis.
He does?
I mean, if you call it. that.
Oh, he pizza pie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, he pizzas less than me, but he's so much slower. And he's like, well, okay. So remember Harvey Penick?
Yeah.
Little Red Book?
Yeah.
So He goes, never. He goes, I teach, so I have students, and he goes, if they're saying I'm facing a guy tomorrow who's got a bad grip, he goes, don't worry about it. He goes, well, I'm facing a guy tomorrow who's got a bad swing. It's like, don't worry about it. But if they got a bad swing and a bad grip, fear them because they have figured it out, and that's what I got. Steve's like, you suck. I'm like, to look at, but I'm lapping you. I'm fucking flying in the air.
Right. It works.
Yeah.
For some reason, it all kind of comes together in chaos.
I'm pigeon-toed, so I know how to. That's my normal. Is this?
Oh, so do you carve at all or no?
Oh, for sure. But what I want to do is get bindings that are already, so it's already out like that. And so then when I pigeon toe up, it goes even. No ski company in the world will do that for me.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Snowboards, you can adjust the bindings to whatever the fuck you want.
You can go outer, but yeah.
You can. Especially now. Have
you ever boarded?
I do snowboard.
Exclusively? That's your thing?
No, I can do both.
Wow, that's jealous.
Mm-hmm. I'm much better at snowboarding, I think, just because I rode skateboards as a kid for years. Skiing to me is... it's easier to take on tougher terrain.
I mean, catwalks are fucking impossible on a board.
No, I mean, but tougher terrain is easier to maneuver. Like, moguls are a fucking nightmare with a snowboard. Forget about it.
Right.
Bumpy shit on a snowboard is like, what? It's the fucking worst.
Right.
Skis, you can ride through them much easier.
Jumping is so much easier on a snowboard.
Yeah.
Hitting fucking lips.
Yeah, hitting a lip is way...
Getting some air.
Doing tricks or anything like that is way better on a snowboard.
How about through the woods?
I'd say it's probably the same for me.
The only fear I would have in the woods is catching a stump when you're coming in, like you're coming in with your snowboard with legs on both sides and get that thing where it just stops you. On skis, you're just going like both sides of it.
Yeah, I
you
think
feel a little bump.
the biggest fear to me is catching an edge inside of the woods where it's like thick, deep snow.
Yeah.
And you fall down in between those trees and you're fucked. You're sinking, you're fucked.
in a tree well.
That's like my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because with skis, it's unlikely to happen. If you clip something on a ski, you're going to have the balance of the other ski to kind of move away from it.
They tell you that story, that wheel, it's just like, and then the snow comes in.
Oh, you get sucked down.
Yeah.
Forever. That's my only fear about backcountry shit. I was up in South Lake Tahoe with a friend of mine, and it was so bad. We were like on the chairs, and it was like the wind was blowing sideways. I couldn't see. It was a total whiteout. And we get off, and he's like, "Hey, because we're on the backside, we do have to kind of go around to get back to the house." And I was like,
backcountry.
I was like, oh no, and I couldn't see anything. And my fear kicked in of like, what if I get stuck in something?
You're
Yeah,
done.
I'm dead forever.
Because you fall on a regular, like run, they will be there.
They'll get you.
Someone's going to call, you'll be there. And also, they clear everybody before you're done.
Right.
They don't clear anybody in the backcountry. So you're just...
Your own risk,
wolves.
those big signs. You're at your ski at your own risk. And those are the scariest to me because usually I'm like, when I was young, you didn't think anything of it. Now I'm like, oh, I don't want to fucking die out there by myself. When you're a kid, you're like, it's never going to fucking happen. And then it happens.
Yeah.
It happens enough to people where you hear, it's not like the razor blade theory.
There's a place in, I don't like to say names of places, but there's a place, in a well-known place. You go at the backside. You go all the way to the top, and instead of skiing down here to the main town, you just go up here. You go that way to another town. And it's a 1-hour run. And we were telling somebody we heard about doing it because somebody heard we were staying there. And so and this guy was like, sure, yeah, I've done it. It's great. He's with his mom. He's like, you have like shovels and stuff? I'm like, no. And he's like, you should be okay today. And we're like, oh, no. It made it way more fun with the fear. It was so good.
What do you need a shovel for? To dig out in case?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did anybody get... No.
It was fine. But it was the first third was just waist deep, untouched powder. You'd go through someone else's tracks every once in a while.
Oh my God. The feeling, I will say, the feeling of a snowboard on powder might be better to me than what I feel like on skis.
Really?
For me, just
Why?
on a personal thing. There's something about like this like center access fluidity that just feels just unfucking believable.
I want to learn to snowboard. I would need a month straight to be able to give up, because you get like 4 days. Like I'm not giving up a day of amazing skiing to learn.
You need a lot of consecutive off days to get ready
to be like, let me try this.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pain in the ass. Learning skis is significantly easier for me. It was way easier. Skis was like, he's a little kid. You learn. Your dad's like, go, fall down a bunch, and then you do. On a snowboard, you get a couple tailbone falls, and you're like, oh, this is not fun, dude.
That's what Simone stopped. He had a Phillies big thick winter jacket, Phillies jacket, and he was learning snowboarding while me and Renazisi. This is the beginning trips. This is how the ski trip, I call them mini festivals, whatever, started. I was like, I would go before Denver or after Denver,
right,
over to Vail. And one time, Renazisi was there the next week, and I was like, do you want to come out with me, meet me, like stay a little longer?
Yeah.
And I'll come a little earlier, and then we'll just meet. I was like, sure. So Simone opened for both of us, So he joined too. We just got a place.
That's perfect.
It's awesome.
That's what you need. That's all you kind of need to start those things.
Yeah. So then we had 3 people. And then
Right
we
away.
started telling Wendy at Denver, we're like, can you, like, we want to do this next year? And she goes, I believe in your dream. And she just book us the week before Super Bowl and Super Bowl week every
that's
fucking
great.
year. Yeah.
That had to have been at least not as many people up there, huh? Super Bowl weekend?
Maybe, I wonder. I don't know. It was always just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Vail.
But yeah, God. But like Simone said, he was taking lessons and he fell so hard that he heard people say, "Oh my God," in 7 languages. Split open his jacket, and he goes, "I'm done. I'm going Coco."
But that is when you quit. That is when you quit. When you take a couple of bad falls. I kind of want to see you get on a snowboard. I have these step-ins. You'll see they're pretty impressive. Step-in bindings for a long time was like a big joke in the community. It made
Why?
Because they were kind of like they were shittily
Instead of getting
made.
in there and like,
Yeah, they were shittily made, and that for years they weren't done well. Burton spent a ton of fucking R&D on developing these things called the step-on bindings. They are step-ins. They just changed the name because they didn't want to be associated with them. They cost a significant amount of money that I didn't want to spend, but they're the best product I've ever purchased.
by the way, that's what black people should do because you know all the racists. You just call yourself non-white.
Bingo.
The racists will be.
You
coming
heard it
around.
here first, black guys.
Black guys. Hey, non-white guys. I got you equality.
Well, that's like people can identify as whatever they want. If I was an illegal immigrant, I would identify as a white guy. I would be like, I'm a white guy from Denver.
But I'm not that.
Yes, I am.
Yo no esto.
Yo no está. Mike.
It's Mika.
Es Mika. Do you have? Hey, are you on the road? Can you plug some stuff real fast?
I'll be in Boston December 9th doing the Wilbur. Did you do yours yet?
I do the Wilbur October 15th. 2 shows.
It's great.
2 shows. I've never done the Wilbur.
It's amazing.
It's going to be a big homecoming for me in terms of Boston because across the street is...
You're from Boston? You're from
No, Chicago.
Yeah.
But across the street is where I tape my half hour for Comedy Central, and I'll never forget walking out and seeing... God damn it. There's a comic that we know who's playing the Wilbur that weekend, and I was like, man, one day I want to
Robert Kelly, Bill Burr, Rogan.
No, it wasn't one of the bigger guys. It was like someone that was on the way up.
My best memory of the Wilbur is Brendan Zisi asked me to open for him for specials, one of his specials.
Oh, that's awesome.
Took a train up there. It was great. Nerve-wracking because like normally I'm like, I'm allowed to fail. It's fine. But I'm like, I can't. It's not on me. It's on him. I can't. So I can't let him down. Also, these are more family people. And I'm not that. So I'm like, I was just nervous. Anyway, it was fine. Crushed it. Renazisi, I mean. I did fine. He crushed. Had a great taping. Then after, he was like, thank you guys so much. It was the second one. His family was all there. And he goes, this is such a fucking cool thing. And how about Ari Shaffir, you guys? Doing a good job. He was just like milking it and enjoying it, right? He was like, what a good friend of mine. And for us to come back, we're door guys at the Comedy Store. Now, sneaking up behind. As soon as I know he's done and he's mentioning me, this is not in, right? So sneaking up behind him. And he goes, and what a good guy. And so they kind of see it. And then I'd go up behind him. And I'd go, at his dick. And he's like, whoa! One of his fucking kids. And just falls.
Right in the dick.
Yeah. And he was like, you kicked me in the dick? I'm like, oh, no, that was my hand.
Oh,
dude.
hand, dude.
But perfectly.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing cooler than when you get the balls and the cock in one smack.
Oh, yeah.
So
You
good.
feel it. Boom.
That's
yeah.
fucking great. Wait, were you there December 9th?
The December 9th, stuff just went on sale right now.
Go see this man. What is it? AriShaffir.com?
AriShaffir.com. I got, with Simone, actually, I'll be in Tampa and Orlando. I got Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Tacoma, and Spokane coming up. And Houston sold out already. Denver next year.
Houston's great.
Denver next year. And then, the ski trip will be in.
Comedy Works?
Of course.
Isn't that funny? I don't know if
I will, as long as that place is open, I'll never go to a theater there.
I've heard
I'll do 2 straight
What's
weeks.
the other one? The Paramount's there, right? Or that's what it is? You'll never do it.
It's too good a club.
Downtown only.
Downtown only.
I've never done the other one.
We did once with Rogan, and it was like, isn't it amazing? Like, except the fact that we're right by
An Applebee's?
the best. No,
Oh.
we're right by the best club
Oh,
to
yeah.
do. So like, yeah, if this was Kansas City, this would be an amazing club. But we're right. Why don't we just do the best?
The good
thing?
one. Yeah, it's less seats is all they convince you. They're like, go to the other one. That was my thing about Molly in San Francisco. I was like, I want to do the Punchline. And she was like, no, it's more seats at the Cobbs. And I was like, I know, but I like the, and she was like, no.
Yeah, here's what I figured out with San Francisco. Give me Thursday at Punchline, and then move me over. Let me do the shows at Punchline because it's so great. I love them.
I do love Punch.
Yeah, it's way better than Cobb's. I'm doing the
I'm in Cobbs
Performing Arts
next
Center
week,
there.
next month.
Some arts center there. I love San Francisco, but I'm like, Cobb's is great. Punchline's the best. It's awesome. So it's like I'd rather play there or a theater.
Yeah, see, I'm going to play Cobb's at the end of the Halloween because I do.
You're doing Halloween weekend?
Yeah, in San Francisco, Cobb's.
Oh.
Yeah, why? You never done it?
I always take Halloween weekend off.
Why?
It's trash week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In San Francisco, you think it's going to be bad?
Everywhere.
Fuck.
The Saturday before Halloween.
Come out and prove Ari wrong.
Sure. Absolutely. Anyone who's going to come from this is not going to be the problem.
I know the other. Well, I'll sell enough tickets before those people even get them. Yeah, before the scumbags come trickling in.
It's like the stand when they go like, if you're wearing red during SantaCon Day, we're not letting you in. I don't care if you're not part of it. Any red, we're not taking the chance. You're not coming in this club.
Tell me a Joe. Get out. Get him out. Kill him right now. Kill him right now.
Murder him.
Go to arishafir.com and see this guy on the road. He's a beautiful, strange, lovely human being. The only issue I've ever had with him is his religion. Other than that, I really do love him.
I got a podcast called Ari Shaffir Skeptic. It's on YouTube now. If you want to start with the fucking Santino episode.
That's right.
It was a Zoom one. It was over the beginning of COVID, but we talked about whiskey. And
I got shit-faced.
Me too.
You were at your parents' house, right?
Raiding my dad's liquor cabinet.
And then everything, he was like, this is good, right? I'm like, that one's really good.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, show me which one I should get.
Yeah, I was like, do that one. Okay, no, put down that one. So go check that out. And then also, Yoga with Ari is...
also on my YouTube, youtube.com/Ari Shaffir. I have a series coming. I'm going to do another January challenge. And then I'll probably do some just regular classes on it's real yoga for degenerate, like people don't know how to do yoga.
For normal human beings who aren't going every day.
25-minute classes.
That's really good.
Yeah, just get you started.
By the way, that's kind of what I usually do. I'll do 15 to 20 minutes of that stuff. Yeah, and then I check out.
Yoga with Adrian, one of my best students.
Who?
Adrian. Yoga with Adrian.
Oh
yeah, she's really learned a lot from me, and she's really excelled.
See, you should just be a fucking shaman. I don't know why you don't just pack up this comedy bullshit and do the other thing. Comedy's a waste of time.
It's a waste. Who cares about these people?
Ha ha ha. Who fucking cares?
Easy. If fucking Piven can do it, anybody can do it.
If that's not your next album, if Piven can do it. Look in that camera and say one word or one phrase to end the episode. Take us home, Ari Shaffir.
Molescum.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You're that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.